Hello. Today I want to talk about disappointment. It's Transformation Tuesday, and this is where I share thoughts and insights from my own transformation journey, places where I am growing. And I was asked to do that by some of the women that I serve. So far, it seems to be going fairly well. All right, so the topic today is disappointment. And really, it's a very special brand of disappointment when we have to disappoint ourselves. A little tricky, right? Let me explain. I've had an idea, a dream really, to visit friends. One in Ohio and one in Michigan. I was hoping it would happen last year. It didn't. So, of course, I was more anxious to have it happen this year. Our plans were coming together a month ago. They were on again, off again because of the schedules of my friend and my thoughts about myself too. And then I was really committed to it. And one of the friends had to just say, no, it's not going to work for her. And I was very discouraged, disappointed. And then it changed. Her life changed. And she said, oh, well, we could do this. And I was so gung-ho. I said, oh, that's really great. Oh, and I looked at my calendar and I can do this. And how about that? And worked out the details. And I was just thrilled. And so I pulled out my handy dandy list maker paper and started to write down all those things that I would need to tie up to make sure they were completed before I went. Because then I could enjoy myself with my friends. And the list got longer and longer and more complicated. And when I looked at it, I thought, how am I ever going to get that all done? That was a Monday by Friday because I wanted to leave on Saturday. How was that ever going to happen? And I had no idea. And then a couple of more things got added on and I realized, oh, if I'm going that long, I'm going to have to go to the post office and stop my mail. Oh, and I have a shipment coming. I think it's coming by Amazon. I'll have to get a neighbor to watch that. I mean, really, it was just, what happened was as I sat there looking at the list, that was Tuesday. By Tuesday, I could already feel the anxiety ramping up my body. And I just thought, oh no, how am I going to get this done? And then when I go, my friend in Ohio, her house is under a remodeling project, and she said, well, just be ready for some mess. In and of itself, that would be fine. I told her that doesn't bother me. But as I was thinking through the trip, I thought, okay, I'm going to have to do this to my other friends in North Carolina first, and then drive up there, and it's not going to really be settled the way it normally is at her house. That's okay. I can handle that. Then so on, so on, so on. And the further I went along on my imagining myself going through this trip, I realized, wow, that's a lot. And I have a project I'm working on. I knew I would have to take with me. I am committed to the Lord for that. I can't just not do that. I thought I could squeeze in at least an hour a day, which is my commitment. I'll work on this an hour a day until it's done. And the more I looked at my list and felt the anxiety, and then reality settled in with some other complicating details that followed through, I just thought, this is ridiculous. I've got myself on such a nervous edge for this week, which was last week. For this week, well, actually, it would have been this week now, but right in the middle of last week, I said, look, I'm already losing this entire week in terms of any calm or peace on the inside. Then there's the travel and the journey and facing all those things and fighting with doing my 1 hour a day on my project. I don't think I'm going to enjoy my friends. I don't think it makes sense. And I wanted to be true to the commitment that I made to the Lord. And I know that it's my responsibility to keep this body calm for lots of reasons. One, because it's a temple for Holy Spirit. For the Holy Spirit, the third person of the Trinity. He lives in me. And he and I communicate much better when I'm not frazzled. It was already happening last week as I was considering the trip. in all the preparation. And so I said, well, I'm not sure. I worked on it in my mind for 24 hours. And then I said, all right, I'm going to have to say I can't come. And I was really, really sad. I'll have to text my friend at lunch, one of the three of us that was coordinating. I have to let her know. So I sat and I had my lunch, and then I texted it. And I was crying. I was literally crying. And I don't like disappointing my friends. I felt bad about that. But really, it was my own disappointment. And so I texted, and she was gracious, of course. And I understand. She had to back off earlier on because of some of her own changes in her schedule. So she understood. It was fine. She's a good friend. She knows I wouldn't just be erratic. But still, I texted her. I told her I was crying. And I said, I know it's right. I know it's pleasing to God. I know it's wisdom, but I don't like it. And so I had to adjust. But here's the earth-shaking factor. I really believe that it's the first time in my life that I confronted the busies, let's call it that. The busies. This is an escape route for us women who tend to multitask. When life gets difficult, when we can't sort other things out, one of the ways we distract ourselves is to get busier, the busies. And I recognized it. I've recognized it in my own life for a long time, but I didn't realize the level to which I would go to avoid something I found difficult or tricky, or I really don't want to do it, which is the project that God has set up for me. It's the one thing that I knew I couldn't let go in order to go away, besides my list. I was going to have to take that with me and be accountable to God every day for an hour. And I plus this responsibility to keep my body calm so that my mind, body, spirit is in balance, so that I am connected fully with God. Where it says in Matthew, what's the reference? I can't remember. What's the greatest commandment? And Jesus said to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. All three parts of us need to be in balance and calm and connected in order to really love God and receive his love properly. And that's my mission at the moment in my life, my personal life in general. So the plan for the trip was really running completely against my escape route, the busies, this escape route that we women often use. I ask my clients sometimes, I am a transformation coach, you know that, right? I didn't introduce myself. I'm Sandra Allen Lovelace, and I am a transformation coach. My own journey of decades in this alternate personality, I suppose, life. Now that I'm recovering my design, my Ephesians 2:10 design and purpose, I have lots to share about that journey. And this is one of the tricky parts, because I realized a week ago that what I was doing was sabotaging the project. Because when I was away, I had realized, well, Sandra, are you going to be able to do an hour and really separate out and be able to concentrate for that? Well, probably not deeply, probably not really well. Maybe too really early in the morning I'll do it. Late at night when I'm done fellowshipping with my friends. It's like, oh, are you going to be really right there for that project? No, this is just an escape route. And I went, whoa. So it may be the first time in my life, as far as I can report to you coherently, consciously, it is. And I feel so much better. I did have my little overnight trip over the weekend with my friends who came down from Massachusetts, but it was a nice change of scenery, and I'm back on task today. And I have now so much more to share. So this is what I have for you for today. Transformation is possible. It's not always the easiest thing, but it is so rewarding. Looking back, I can't even begin to express how thankful I am that I sidestepped all of that anxiety, that my friends are still my friends. I haven't broken a relationship because I had to admit what I needed to do. Those are good friends too. And more than that, I'm not living with the guilt of knowing that I didn't keep up my commitment, and my body is much more calm. So that's what I'm offering you today too. If you want to know more, that's the core of where I am. Of course, there's a lot that's led me up to this particular place. You can find out more on my YouTube channel, on my transformation series, series 1, series 2, series 3. You could even check out my videos on YouTube about trauma 1, trauma 2, trauma 3. Those are also significant background for my journey and so on. Also, I do have one-on-one sessions available in packages of 6 for personal support as a coach. Write in the comments. Info, if you want more info. Write in the comments, call, if you would like a complimentary clarity call. As a matter of fact, you could DM me or you can write to me at sandraallenlovelace@gmail.com. We could start a conversation and you can tell me where you are and where you'd like to be. For that matter, you could check out my website, sandraallenlovelace.com. All right, that's enough about disappointment. Be encouraged today. Bye-bye.